Hello everyone, my name is Lasha, and today before we start our lessons, I would like to congratulate all the mothers with Happy Mother's Day. Uh, it, it is celebrated in Turkey and many other countries today. First of all, Happy Mother's Day to my mothers and also to every mother who is watching our live lesson today. I wish all of you, first of all, health, happiness, joy, a lot of opportunities in life, career and professional growth, and of course, to be close to your family, friends, and all beloved people. Okay, today our topic is TOEFL speaking section, and we will talk about the structure of the speaking section. Also, I will discuss the questions, what kind of questions we have in speaking section, and we will have time to practice TOEFL speaking question 1 and 2. Next lesson, we will do question 3 and 4. Okay? Let's see how it is going on YouTube and Facebook. I see we are already live on YouTube. Let's check Facebook as well. So the first thing that you need to know about TOEFL speaking exam is that you are going to speak to a computer. It can be some kind of stress for some people because people are not accustomed to speaking to some device. And you also need to practice this one. So it's not just about speaking English, but at the same time, you should practice maybe speaking to some kind of device or speaking to telephone, for example. Okay, we are live on Facebook as well. Good. Speaking to a device can be good for some people and it can be bad for other people. Um, it is very good for shy people. If you are introvert and if you don't like speaking with people a lot, if you are not very communicative, then TOEFL speaking section is perfect for you. But on the other hand, if you like speaking to people, maybe you will not feel comfortable about doing exam with a computer. Okay. There are 4 questions in new TOEFL exam. In the past, there used to be 6 questions, but they changed it last year in August, as far as I remember. And now there are only 4 questions in the speaking section of TOEFL exam. Question number 1 is independent question. And it is paired choice question. I will explain in a bit all about it. Question number 2 is integrated task. Reading and listenings are integrated into it. And it is campus-based situation. Question number 3 is also integrated, reading, listening, and speaking, but this is academic situation, not campus-based. And the last one is also integrated question, but here we have only listening and speaking. And this one is again academic situation. Okay, So as for the timing, for question number 1, they will ask you something and you will have 15 seconds to prepare and 45 seconds for the answer. Okay, so 15 seconds to prepare your answer, 45 seconds to actually answer the question. For questions 2 and 3, you have 30 seconds preparation time and 1 minute speaking time. As for the last one, question number 4, you have 20 seconds preparation time and 1 minute speaking time again. So, the funny thing about TOEFL is that your speaking is actually totally 3 minutes and 45 seconds. So, in 3 minutes and 45 seconds, you should show your knowledge of English. Everything that you know in English, you should be able to show in 3 minutes and 45 seconds. Although the whole speaking section lasts about 17 minutes. Okay, so totally it is 17 minutes. You may ask me why it is 17 minutes, what's the rest of it? There are some listenings and reading, so you have extra time for that. And also for the instructions, they give you some time. Therefore, total speaking exam will be somewhere about 17 minutes. As for the grading, we know that TOEFL has 120 points total score system, and you get 30 points in each section: reading, listening, writing, and speaking. As for the speaking section, first they grade all your answers from 0 to 4 points. We call it raw score, okay? So your raw score for each question can be from 0 to 4. It's same for every question, so let me copy it. This is what you can receive. Then you get your average score, and average score is transformed to TOEFL score. Your average speaking score is transformed to TOEFL score. So your raw score, let me write it also, raw score, this is another name for it, TOEFL 30 points scale. Okay, for example, if you receive 4 points in all of them, your average score is 4 points, so you get 30 points. But if you receive 3 points in one of them, then your average score will be 3.75 and it will be 28 points in TOEFL speaking. Okay, we don't know exactly the mechanism, how they transform the raw score into the 30-point scale system, but let's imagine negative half point in one of the questions is negative 1 TOEFL point, okay? For example, if your average score is 3 points, it will be 25 probably in TOEFL score. Now, when you are answering TOEFL speaking questions, what do you think, guys, you should be paying attention to? In other words, what is the evaluation system of your speaking? What are they checking? What are they looking for? Let's see some of the ideas from our dearest students. Guys, what do you think? What are they checking with your TOEFL speaking exam? We don't have so many students watching today, I guess, because I don't see any comments on our YouTube. So my question again is, what do you think they are checking during your speaking exam? What skills are they checking? What do you need to pay attention to? So they're checking four main things: general description, delivery of your response, language use, and topic development. And as I said, there are 0 to 4 points, and you can see the scores. What is the score? 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. Okay? Ece says speaking fluently and answering clearly. Yes, Ece, this is about delivery. So how fluently and fluid is your speed? Correct. Also, you said clearly. Okay, it's about delivery again. As for language use means, guys, the vocabulary that you use and also the grammar structure. You need to use grammar structure accurately, so correctly, I mean, and at the same time, you need to use different structures, okay? You should not always copy the same structure of the sentence. Topic development is like the idea, your content of information, how it is connected to the answer, and how you developed your opinion and your idea during your answer. Um, and okay, this is general description of 4 points, 3 points, 2 points, 1 and 0. They have the same criteria for both independent speaking and integrated speaking. You see that again we have general description, delivery, language use, and topic development. So it's totally same. I mean the grading is same for both independent and integrated speaking tasks. Okay, let's go back to question 1 and let's see what kind of questions do they ask in it. So question 1 is paired choice. Paired choice question. It means that they will give you something like two opinions and you need to choose one of them. For example, I can say some people prefer to live with a family while others choose to live alone. Which one is better and why? Hi Jada. So this is kind of question that can be asked in your TOEFL speaking section, question 1. See, you have two choices here. Choice number 1, live with a family, and choice number 2 is to live alone. Hello Eren and Selimcan. Hi there. So they give you paired choice. You have two possible options, and what do you need to do? You need to choose your opinion. You prefer this one or this one. Okay, so you prefer to live with a family or you prefer to live alone. Okay, so as for the structure of your answer, what do you need to do? You need to come up with your opinion. Opinion, it means choosing this one or this one. Okay, so you need to make up your mind and choose your opinion. Actually, I have it already ready for you, and let me just show. So you need to have your opinion. Then you need to have reason why you think like that. Okay. You need to give example for the first reason. Also, you need to have second reason and second example. When you look at it, it looks very difficult maybe because you have only 45 seconds to think about your opinion, two reasons and two examples. It's a lot for some people, but if you practice a lot, believe me, it will not be very difficult because questions are usually very easy. And one more thing, practice, 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 practice. Practice makes perfect. We have one idiom or saying in English, and if you practice a lot, you will be able to speak about all these things in 45 seconds. The last thing, or what is important in order to be able to speak in 45 seconds about all of them, is that you need to prepare good plans. Guys, do you remember how much time we have for preparation? Do you remember how much time we have for preparation? Let's see if you watch the beginning of the video. What is our prep time? Preparation time. Ece is correct. We have 15 seconds for preparation. True. And what about speaking time, guys? How much time we have for speaking? I said many times today that we have 45 seconds for speaking. Thank you, Ece. Okay, so 15 seconds for preparation, 45 seconds for speaking. Now, when you are asked this question and you have only 15 seconds to prepare your answer, what do you think you can do in 15 seconds? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Time is finished. Time flies by really fast. So you are not able to do a lot of things in 15 seconds. Therefore, you need to be very careful about your planning and you need to practice a lot at home, maybe by yourself, maybe with a teacher at school, or maybe with your friends. What can you do in 15 seconds? In 15 seconds, you should prepare a plan like this. You should have your opinion, reason 1, example 1, reason 2, and example 2. But it is impossible to write all these things in 15 seconds. Okay? Therefore, try to use note taking, note making skills. You don't need to write any sentences here, but instead you need to make notes. Okay, when you make notes, it means that you don't have to write sentences, because you can write only one sentence in 15 seconds. Believe me, I tried and my students tried. One or maximum two sentences you can write in 15 seconds. Okay, um, only write the keyword. For example, opinion. I look at the question. Prefer to alone. Definitely, I will write alone. If I don't have time to write alone, maybe I will write one. So I understand that one for me. One for me means living alone. Or maybe I can write second. So it means second option. Then reasoning. Why do I prefer living alone? Uh, Guys, think about it and tell me, why is living alone better than living with a family? Can you come up with some reasons why living alone is better than living with a family? Guys, I'm waiting for your reasons why living alone is better than living with a family. Okay? You can just write one word. You don't need to write sentences. Just give me some words, some ideas. Life problems, dealing with life problems, okay? Now, in 15 seconds, I will not have time to write all these words. So maybe I will write only deal problems. Okay, it is normal because nobody will check your notes. You are the only person seeing these notes. Another reason why living alone is better, maybe about freedom. Okay. Now, dealing with life problems, if I need to give example, Ece, can you help me with example? What example can we give? It should be something specific. Think about real life, what kind of problems you can deal when you are living alone. For freedom, maybe I can give example that example for freedom is late nights. Okay, I can come at home late and there will be no problem about it. Um, Pay your bills. Okay, good one. I just said pay bills. We have other idea from other students living with family. So let me write it over here. So some students think opinion, first one, and their reason is I prefer to live with my family because I don't need to cook. Okay, cooking. Um, Jada also said cooking, so it's same. Do you have any other reasons why living with a family is good? Washing dishes, okay, it's almost same, but I will write it. Washing dishes, or let's say generally chores, housework. Example, cooking, maybe we can say my mother cooks for all. And example 2 for chores, my sister cleans the house. Hello, Alkam, Alikam. Okay, so we discussed both situations. If someone prefers first opinion and if someone prefers second opinion. Okay, we have answer for both. Let me remind you again, when you are preparing your notes, of course, you don't have enough time to write all these sentences, but instead you will just take short notes. For example, for this one, maybe you will write only mother. Here you will write only sister. Okay. Now, as for the speaking, during your 45-second speech, what you need to do is you need to say some sentences using these notes. Um, First, you can start with directly saying your opinion, which one you prefer. Then you need to give reason, because blah, 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 blah. Give example about it, the second reason, and second example. Or if you don't have enough time to do all this, maybe what you can do is you can give your opinion, then you can give reason 1, reason 2, and finally give one example which is about both of them. Okay, so we have alternative way what we can do. Let me write it. So you can do like this. First you can say opinion, then you can say reason 1, then reason 2, and finally example for reason 1 and reason 2. One example which gives you information about both of the reasons. Okay, good, nice. Now, because we don't have any possibility to actually see some of your speaking skills, what I would do is I recorded some sample answers and I will listen to these sample answers with you and we will decide what score the student should get using this speech. Okay? Do you understand, guys? We will listen to sample answer and we will decide is it good or not good and how many points the person can get. Okay? If you are ready, just give me 1 minute. I need to connect my telephone.
Harici cihaz modu.
So the question that I answered was this one. Some people prefer to cook at home while others go out to restaurants. Which one do you prefer and why? Okay, so this is the question which I'm answering in the following speaking file, okay? I prefer to eating at home. Can you hear well, guys? Uh, I like my mother's food and uh, um, I don't like cooking. For example, yesterday my mother will prepare dinner for me and I am very happy. Okay, guys, I will try to make it louder. Just wait a second.
Bluetooth modu aktif.
I prefer to eating at home. Um, I like my mother's food, and uh, um, I don't like cooking. Uh, for example, yesterday my mother will prepare dinner for me, and I am very happy. Okay, so guys, how was it? Was it good answer? Was it a good answer? No, of course it was not a good answer. Did I say my opinion? Yes, I think. Did I give two reasons and two examples? Did you hear two reasons and two examples? Of course, there were not two reasons and two examples. That's why it was not a good speaking. What about some grammar mistakes or vocabulary? Did you find any mistakes in this speaking, guys? Did you find any mistakes? Ece, you are absolutely correct. Yesterday, my mother will cook. There was a mistake about it, true. And also, there were some mistakes with modal verbs. I tried to use modal verb and gerund or ing form of the verb together, which is also a mistake. So, what do you think? How many points should first sample answer receive? How many points should we give to first? 0, 1, 2, 3, or 4? How many points should we give? 0.5. Okay, I will be more generous and let's give 1 point. to this one. Now let's listen to sample answer 2.
I like to eat at home. There are a lot of good things about it. When you prepare your food, you can having what you want. For example, if you want to eat salad, you can be prepare salad. If you want to eat chicken, you cooking chicken.
And what about this one, guys? Was it good answer? Did it give opinion, 2 reasons and 2 examples with no grammar mistake and no vocabulary mistake? Yes, there were mistakes. The person said one reason, and there was example about salad, but there was not a second reason and second example, and there were a lot of grammar mistakes, of course. So if we are talking about points, I guess how many points? Maybe 1 point again, maybe 2. What do you think, guys? 1 point or 2 points? How many points we can give to this answer? Ece thinks 1 point. Let's see other students. Maybe another student has a different opinion or idea. Jada found grammar mistake. If you want to cooking chicken, correct. You cannot use modal verb and ing form together. Good job. Jada, do you agree with Ece? We should give 1 point or 2? Yeah, it is between 1 and 2 points. Why? Because the person gave opinion, there was one reason, and there was one example. So half of the exercise was done, partially, we can say, 50%. But there were a lot of mistakes, so again, it is between 1 or 2 points. Now let's listen to sample number 3.
I prefer eating at home due to several reasons. The first one is that when you cook at home, you can prepare whatever you want. I mean, you can buy the ingredients that are necessary for your food, and it is easy for you to cook your desired meal. For example, yesterday I wanted to eat some spinach, so I bought it and I prepared the meal. Another reason is that it is much healthier. For example,
Okay, what about this one, guys? The person gave opinion. There were two reasons. One example, but not very well supporting or well supported example. So it was not amazing, of course, but this one was better than the previous ones, I think. As for grammar mistakes, I did not notice grammar mistake, but the person used the same structure of sentences and the same words often. So this answer is better than previous ones. Do you agree with me? Should we give 2 or 3 points to this one? Yeah, we can say from 2 to 3 points for this answer. Yeah, definitely it can be 3 points. There is no problem about it. But sometimes the person did mumbling a little and paused between the sentences or sometimes paused between the words. That's why maybe not 3 points. And okay, Jelal, there were no grammar mistakes. You are correct. Let's do the last one.
prefer eating at home due to several reasons. The first one is that when you cook at home, you can prepare whatever you want. I mean,
I'm sorry, guys. I played the same one. Sorry. I need to play the new one.
eating at home is a much preferred option for me, owing to different reasons. First of all, it's healthy and also it is cheaper than going to a restaurant. When you want to prepare something at home, you know exactly what ingredients you use and you know how much you wash it. But when you go to a restaurant, you are not sure about these kind of things. Also, if you want to prepare something delicious at home, you can spend less money than going to a restaurant. For example, yesterday I wanted to prepare spinach, which is very healthy for myself, and I spent only 5 liras to buy 1 kilo, but if I had gone to a restaurant, I would have paid maybe 75 liras.
How was this one? Of course, I exaggerated with the spinach price at the restaurant, not 75 liras, but more than 5 liras, definitely. And there is no problem because they would not know the price of spinach in the cafe, bars, or restaurants. And if I say 75 liras during exam, there will be no problem about it. So this one was definitely better than all other ones because there was opinion, there were two reasons, and there was one example which connected to both being cheap and being healthy. So this answer was very good. The only problem that I noticed with this speaking was using the same words. Sometimes the speaker used the same words. Speaker, it means actually me. I recorded all these answers last night. And believe me, it is very difficult to prepare bad answers. I had to take several shoots and I tried to record it several times to prepare 1 point or 2 point answers. The last one was the easiest for me to do. So the last one, maybe we can give 3 or 4 points. Definitely the person deserves. The speed was very good, grammar was good, some of the words was nice, but sometimes copied the same words. This was maybe a little problem. Now, as for the timing, maybe you did not notice, but first 2 answers were 35 seconds. These ones were 46 and 45 seconds. During the exam, you will be able to see the timing on the screen, so you will know exactly how much time you have left. My advice is to finish exactly in 45 seconds, or you can finish maybe 4 or 5 seconds earlier, but don't finish your answer very soon, okay? I mean, don't finish your answer in 25 seconds or in 30 seconds, because you will not get good point in that situation. I wanted to show you some of the other sample questions that you may see in this kind of exercise. For example, sample question number 2 is, if your teacher makes a mistake, is it better to correct him or her or ignore? Interesting. Another question is like this: is it better to have a career that pays you a lot of money but keeps you away from your family, or a career that doesn't pay so much but always allows you to spend more time with the family? Use reasons to support your answer. And last question that I prepared: is it better to study at a big university or a small one? Use reasons to support your answer. Okay, so all questions have 2 options: this one or that one. You prefer first option or you prefer second option. Okay, if the question is very long and if the option name is very long, for example, here, it's better to have a career that pays you a lot of money. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 words. Okay, so when there are 7 words, maybe you don't have enough time to say this, so you can just say I prefer the first option instead of I prefer a career that pays me a lot of money. Okay, if you have problem with the speed, try to make it shorter. I prefer first option, or the first option is better because blah 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 blah. During the exam, you will see the question and also the computer will tell you the question. Okay, so you will be good. I think we can have a break now because we finished talking about the first question. Let's have 15 minutes break, and later I will explain you question type number 2. Okay, I will be back with you in 15 minutes.
Olduğun yerden hemen kalkman gerek. Adım at ki gerçekleşsin her dilek. Bekliyor seni parlak bir gelecek. Sen ona gittikçe o sana gelecek. Justenglish'le şimdi sen de dile gel. Justenglish'le şimdi sen de dile gel. Justenglish'le şimdi sen de dile gel. Justenglish'le şimdi sen de dile gel.
the joy and smile, a world where everyone won't live by satisfaction and learn to survive in the outside world, just Justenglish style. Learn, play, sing and dance, do what you don't see anywhere else. Learn, play, sing and dance, do but do Justenglish style.
Hayat devam ettikçe bitmez bu yarış. Sen de bir dil öğren, macerayla tanış. Hayat devam ettikçe bitmez bu yarış. Sen de bir dil öğren, bu dünyaya karış. Justenglish'le şimdi sen de dile gel. Justenglish'le şimdi sen de dile gel. Justenglish'le şimdi sen de dile gel. Justenglish'le şimdi sen de dile gel.
Knife.
Knife. Enthusiastic.
Enthusiastic.
Pronunciation.
Enthusiastic.
And enthusiasm. Enthusiastic.
Reci bilmiyorum.
Recipe.
Recipe. Recipe.
Bir daha.
Recipe.
Clark.
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 Pronunciation.
Justenglish'le şimdi sen de dile gel. Olduğun yerden hemen kalkman gerek. Adım at ki gerçekleşsin her dilek. Bekliyor seni parlak bir gelecek. Sen ona gittikçe o sana gelecek. Justinglishle şimdi sen de dile gel. Justinglishle şimdi sen de dile. Justinglishle şimdi sen de dile gel. Justinglishle şimdi sen de dile gel.
A world full of joy and smile, a world where everyone only by satisfaction and learn to survive in the outside world. Justinglish style. Learn, play, sing and dance. Do what you don't see anywhere else. Learn, play, sing and dance. Do but do Justinglish style.
Hayat devam ettikçe bitmez bu yarış. Sen de bir dil öğren, macerayla tanış. Hayat devam ettikçe bitmez bu yarış. Sen de bir dil öğren, bu dünyaya karış. Justinglish'le şimdi sen de dile gel. Justinglish'le şimdi sen de dile gel. Justinglish'le şimdi sen de dile gel. Justinglish'le şimdi sen de dile gel.
Knife.
Knife. Enthusiastic.
Enthusiastic.
Pronunciation.
Enthusiastic.
And enthusiasm. Acoustic.
Reci bilmiyorum.
Recipe.
Recipe. Recipe.
Bir daha.
Recipe.
Clark.
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 Pronunciation.
Justinglish'le şimdi sen de dile gel.
And I'm back with you guys. During the first lesson, we have covered the first question of the TOEFL speaking section, and now we will do the question number 2, and we will talk about question number 2. Question number 2 is integrated, and it means that there will be reading, listening, and speaking together, and it's a campus-based situation. Okay, so question number 2. Integrated task, reading, listening and speaking, campus-based. For this task, first you will read a very little text. You will have 45 seconds for reading. Then you will listen to something. Usually it is from 60 to 90 seconds listening. You will have preparation time. .30 seconds. And speaking time will be 1 minute. Okay, so you have to read something, then you should listen to something. You will prepare your answer in 30 seconds and you have 1 minute to speak about this question. Now, what kind of reading will you have? I said that this is campus-based situation. So here you will read something that can happen in university life. For example, there can be some kind of notice from the professor, or there can be announcement from the university dean, or maybe a note from librarian, something like this. Then listening will be about a conversation between two students and they will give their opinion about this reading material. Okay? When you are reading in 45 seconds, you don't need to go into details a lot. You just need to understand what is the topic of the reading and maybe take some main points. So, during reading, you should understand the topic and some main points. 1 or 2 main points. You don't need to take very detailed notes about the reading passage because in your speaking, mostly you should be speaking about the listening file. Okay? As for the reading, you just need to say what was the topic of the reading and while speaking about listening, make some references to reading file as well. Okay? Let me show you an example passage for this one. For example, we have here a notice from campus administration. And if we see and we can read, this campus has a serious problem with bicycles. Too many students are parking their bicycles in unauthorized places. This creates safety issues with bikes blocking walkways as well as accidents and collisions. Beginning on Monday, November 1st, and bicycles left in unauthorized places will be ticketed. Please note that there is authorized parking for bicycles along the east and west sides of campus. Parking of bicycles is permitted only in places where signs are posted indicating this. Do you understand the reading, guys? Maybe I can make it a little bit bigger. Let me zoom it for you and give you some time to read by yourself. I think everybody had opportunity to read. Now let me ask you the question. What is the topic of this reading passage? What's the topic of the reading, guys? What is it about? Who do we have watching? Let's see, guys. What's the topic of this reading passage? What's it about? Let me check Facebook as well. Okay, Anna is here with us. Hey, Anna. Guys, my question is the topic of the reading passage. What's it about? Just one sentence is enough. The reading passage is about blah, blah, blah. Jada said it's about parking issues on campus. Yes, we can say like this, no problem. So, first possible sentence we can say, for example, 1. The topic of reading is parking issues on campus. Any other ideas, guys? Maybe I can use this word as well. That reading passage is about a notice regarding new parking policy. Or it's not policy, actually. Yes, something changed. So it's about changes, because from November 1st, any bicycles left in unauthorized places will be ticketed. So I can say another way. The reading passage is about changes regarding parking on campus. Jada's sentence is absolutely correct, and my sentence is also correct. You can use both of them. There is no problem about it. And what are some of the main points of it? What main point do you think is important to get from it? Maybe we should get this one, that unauthorized places will be ticketed. Bikes left in unauthorized places will be ticketed. Maybe this we need to use. I would say this one as main point, one of the main points. And also second main point can be that why they change this thing. This creates safety issues. So there are safety issues. This can be also one of the main points from this reading passage. So one main point that I noticed was about safety and also unauthorized bikes left in unauthorized area will be ticketed. This can be second main point from the reading passage. Now we are going to listen, and when you are listening, first let's just listen, and I will ask you some questions about listening. Then I will explain what we need to do about the listening and what information we need to pay attention to. Okay?
Harici cihaz modu.
Speaking question 3. Speaking skill 6. Example question 3. Listening passage A. Page 252. Now listen to two students as they discuss the notice. What's the...
Guys, do you hear well? Is the volume okay, or do we need to change something? Is the volume of the listening file okay? It's okay. Thank you, Ece.
What's the deal with the new policy about pets?
Oh, you saw that? I guess one of the professors has a pet snake that got loose and ended up in the president's office. I heard the president kind of freaked out.
What? Just because of one incident? It's not fair for the president to penalize everyone just because one professor was careless.
Yeah, it's a pretty harsh reaction.
I think it's too strict. You know, a lot of local people, not students, who live off campus use the paths on the campus to walk their dogs. It's not a safety issue because they control their dogs. If the university makes them stop, it'll cut down the interaction between people on campus and off.
I guess I do see a lot of people walking their dogs, and they are pretty considerate about it.
Exactly. I've talked with a few of them, and they've actually been really interesting people. It sort of helps the university be part of the neighborhood.
It does seem kind of pointless to drive them away from the campus.
I'll bet the president hasn't really thought this through.
Okay, so the listening file is finished, and probably you understood that there were two students talking, a boy student and a girl student. While we are listening to the file, you need to understand the student's opinion about the reading passage. They always give some opinion. Sometimes only one student gives opinion, sometimes both of them gives opinion. So this time, when you are listening, let's try to make a plan like this. Boy's opinion. What he thinks about this policy and his reasons. Also, if girl gives opinion, sometimes both students will give opinion, sometimes only one will give opinion, okay? So we will listen again to the same file, but this time please be more careful. You can take notes. During the exam also you will be able to take notes. So please prepare a pen or pencil and a piece of paper. Or if you prefer, you can take notes on your telephone or computer. There is no problem. Okay, let's listen to the same conversation again.
Speaking question 3. Speaking skill 6. Example question 3. Listening passage A. Page 252. Now listen to two students as they discuss the notice.
What's the deal with the new policy about pets?
Oh, you saw that? I guess one of the professors has a pet snake that got loose and ended up in the president's office. I heard the president kind of freaked out.
What? Just because of one incident? It's not fair for the president to penalize everyone just because one professor was careless.
Yeah, it's a pretty harsh reaction.
I think it's too strict. You know, a lot of local people, not students, who live off campus use the paths on the campus to walk their dogs. It's not a safety issue because they control their dogs. If the university makes them stop, it'll cut down the interaction between people on campus and off.
I guess I do see a lot of people walking their dogs, and they are pretty considerate about it.
Exactly. I've talked with a few of them, and they've actually been really interesting people. It sort of helps the university be part of the neighborhood.
It does seem kind of pointless to drive them away from the campus.
I'll bet the president hasn't really thought this through.
Okay, so guys, what do you think? What is Boy's opinion about this reading passage? What is his opinion? What does he think about the announcement? What does he think about the parking? What did you understand? Ece says he thinks it's not fair to penalize everyone for just one accident. Yep, it is true. So he thinks it's not fair. And the reason why? Because there was only one accident. Only one accident. What else did he say? What else did he mention? It's not fair to penalize everyone because of one accident. This was one thing. Also, he said another reason why it's not good. There was something about people, not university people, but other people walking their animals. Do you remember this? He also said people off campus often walk their pets and it will cut the interaction. Correct, Ece, you are true. Interaction between students and the community. True. What about the girl? Did girl say anything? Did you understand anything that the girl said, guys? Hi, Yasin. Yasin or Yashin, I'm not sure. What important information did the girl give in this listening? Ece says, she said it is harsh reaction and pointless. Okay, so I agree with you. The girl said that. Also, girl gave very important detail. Did you understand, guys, what the girl said about snake? What was the connection with snake? One snake was found at the director's office or the dean's office, let's say dean's. So generally we can say that boy's opinion is that he's shocked, he's surprised, he's angry. You can also think about the feelings, okay guys? When we say opinion, you can say the feelings. And when we say reasons, you can use here what the person actually said, okay? So boy's opinion is that he's angry or upset, we can say. Because it's not fair. Why it's not fair? There was only one accident, and not everybody should not be penalized for one accident. Also, it is not fair because this will cut interaction between people on campus and people off campus, and there will be no connection with the community. The girl also agrees with the boy. And says it is harsh. Why is it harsh? Because there was only one snake found at the dean's office. Yep. So this is example of the listening, what kind of listenings there will be. So we did now one example of reading and we did one example of the listening. Now during the original exam, you will have reading and listening about the same topic. This time I tried different reading exercise and different listening exercise. Now let's try to do the same thing. So we will read about the situation and we will listen to listening file about the same thing. Actually, I have reading file for this same situation about snakes. Let me find it. Here. So we have a notice from the Office of University President. Effective Monday, November 11th, no pets will be allowed on the university campus. This applies to all university professors, administrators, students, and visitors alike. This policy is being put in place for the comfort and safety of everyone on campus and because buildings on campus are not built to accommodate pets. The only exception to this rule is animals such as seeing eye dogs that are trained to use in assisting persons with disabilities. Any other pets, no matter how large or small, are unequally not allowed. Anyone who fails to follow this policy will face immediate action by the university. So this was the reading passage, and the boy and girl gave their opinions about this reading passage, okay? So if we look at this, hello new students who have just joined us. If you read this passage, what is the topic of this reading passage? The topic is policy about pets. Yes? Do you agree with me, guys? The topic of the reading passage is a new policy about pets on campus. Streaming is coming a little bit slow, and that's why I will give you some extra time to look at it, like 10 seconds. Then I will write the topic of the reading. So, reading topic is a new policy about pets. Now, if we want to say some main points about it, what main points do we have? We have main point that no pets will be allowed. This is one main point. On campus. Also, we have main point that there is exception. Seeing eye dogs are okay. And also there was one more thing, maybe we can also note that down, that it is for safety reasons and comfort. So there were three main points discussed in the reading passage, and the listening file of this reading we already know. Boy is angry about it, girl agrees with the boy, and they give some reasons why they think it should not have been done. Now, when you are speaking, what you need to do? What should be your speech structure? In 30 seconds, what you need to prepare? The answer structure, maybe you can say in the beginning, first sentence, the topic of the reading. Just one sentence is enough, don't go into details. After this, you can say student one's opinion and student one's support or reasons. If you have also second student's opinion, you will say also second student's opinion. and again you will give student to support. Think about the structure, because sometimes students understand the reading passage very well, they understand the listening passage as well, but while they are speaking, they don't create good structure, they don't create good linking between reading and listening files. So this can become a problem. Please don't do it. It's very easy to speak with this structure. Okay, I think I have one sample answer for this situation. Let me show you the sample answer for this one and we can discuss if it is good or not good.
Speaking skill 8. Sample response, example question 3A. Page 262.
The man doesn't agree with the policy on pets. The policy states that no pets are allowed on campus, except for animals to help disabled people. The woman tells him that the president changed the policy because he found a pet snake in his office. But the man thinks that the president is reacting too strongly and that it's not fair to punish everyone. The man also says that people from the neighborhood walk their dogs on campus. According to the notice, animals aren't going to be allowed on campus for safety reasons. But the man disagrees and says that the dogs are safe because people control them. Finally, the man believes that if people can't walk their dogs, there will be less friendly interaction between students on campus and the people in the neighborhood.
Did you understand, guys, how your speech should be structured and what you need to do with your speech? So the student discussed everything what we said here. It's not fair because of one accident, the student said. Sometimes people walk their pets. The student also said this. And there will be no interaction between the community. Yes, it was discussed. And girl agrees with the boy. Also, it was said. It's not safe. She also discussed this one. And the student did not say this, but it's okay. Sometimes you don't have time to say all the things because information is a lot. The listening file is 60 to 90 seconds, just the listening file. Plus, you also have reading file and you have some information in the reading file. So, of course, when you are speaking, you will not have enough time to say everything that you heard in listening and reading. You need to identify the main points of it, okay? I think we can do one more exercise. We can read first, and I will ask you questions about the topic and main points of the reading. Then we will listen, and I will ask you what are the students' opinion about it. Here we go. We have a notice from the office student housing. I will give you 45 seconds now, and you can read it in 45 seconds. The time is up, guys. I hope you managed to read. Before we start answering, I see a comment on Facebook and I need to answer it. Yunus, this lesson is a TOEFL exam preparation class for TOEFL speaking section. So, topic of reading, it is housing policy. Changes about housing policy, we can also say like that. Main point 1 from the reading. No guarantee for fourth-year students. Main point 2 discussed here was that 3 years are guaranteed. Also, there was another main point. Guys, maybe you can help me. Do you remember other main points from the reading? If you remember other main points, I can wait for you some time. Yes, Ece, very good job. Lottery system. And there was also main point 4. Main point 4 was that there will be a board, and on the board people can see some off-campus accommodations. Okay, so these are our main points from the reading passage. Now let's listen to students talking about this.
Example question 3, listening passage B, page 254. Now listen to two students as they discuss the notice.
I can't believe they're taking away the guarantee of 4 years of housing. That means I'll have to look for a place to live off campus my senior year.
Yeah, it's because of all the new students. I guess they have to get more tuition money to pay for all the new laboratories and athletic facilities.
I think they should just stop taking any more new students until they finish building enough dorms and residences for everyone.
No way! If they took fewer students, they'd have to hike the tuition up for the rest of us. So I'd prefer lower tuition and more students.
I guess you have a point. But it's going to be a pain to have to find a place to live off campus my last year.
I don't think it will be that hard, Dave. You can rent one of those off-campus houses that are posted on the board. I think they're not so expensive if you share with a couple of other guys.
Maybe. But I'd have to figure out another way to get around if I lived very far, by a car or something.
You know what, though? I talked to a woman in the housing office the other day. She said that even after everyone uses their 3 years of guaranteed housing, there are still going to be a lot of places left over.
Oh, really? She said that?
Yeah. She said that most people who want to stay on campus a 4th year should be able to get housing in the lottery. It's not going to be so competitive.
Well, that makes me feel better. If it's not going to be a huge, long process to find a place to live, then I guess I can live without a guarantee.
Guys, which student gave opinion? Boy or girl? Or both of them? Which student gave opinion, boy or girl, and what was the opinion? You are correct, Ece. Both of them gave opinion this time. Boy disagrees with the policy. Boy doesn't like the policy. And girl had the opposite opinion. Girl agrees with the policy. Let's talk about the girl. What were girl's reasons? Why does she agree with this policy? Ece, did you understand why the girl agrees with the policy? Why she thinks it is okay not to have guaranteed accommodation for fourth-year students? You are kind of correct, yes. She said if they give fourth-year students guaranteed accommodation, they will need to build more houses. It means they will need to increase fees. If they don't get any more new students, they will increase fees for existing students. So it will become more expensive to study at the university. That's why she agrees with the policy. What about the boy? Why does he disagree with the policy? What are the boy's reasons or supporting ideas? Boy said some of the reasons. He mentioned several things. First of all, he will need to look for a house, and he doesn't like this idea. Maybe it can be far. He will need to look for a new house, and he doesn't like this idea. But remember, the girl also suggests something to the boy. Also, maybe we can write this. Girl suggests a lottery option and off-campus houses to the boy. And finally, boy says, okay, maybe I will try to find something and share with some of the other guys. Okay? So when you are speaking, you should mention these things, and while speaking, always make some reference to the reading passage. Okay? For example, when you say the girl suggests lottery option, which was mentioned in the reading passage, and off-campus houses, which will be posted on the board according to the reading. Okay, so you are referring to a reading passage as well. Let's see one sample answer for this one. We have just enough time to listen to sample answer for this question.
Sample response, example question 3B, page 263.
The students are discussing a notice that says that students will only have 3 years of guaranteed housing instead of 4. The woman is in favor of the notice, and she gives a few reasons. She says that the university needs more students so it can pay for things like new labs. She thinks that it's better to have more students than to pay higher tuition. Another reason is that she believes it will be easy to find housing during the last year of their studies. The notice says that there is a lottery system for housing, and she tells the man that there will probably be spaces for people who want to live on campus their senior year. She also tells the man that students can use the off-campus housing board to find cheap places that they can share.
How was this response, guys? Was it good? Did the person mention everything? Was the speaking good? He said a lot of things about girl, more than we have noted. But the student did not say anything about boy situation. So it was okay, it was good, I can say, but it was not great, it was not amazing. This was not 4-point answer, maybe it will be 3-point answer because he could not mention boy's opinion and boy's reasons. Okay, so today we have learned 2 types of questions of TOEFL speaking exam. We learned question type number 1 and question type number 2. Remember, question 1 is independent speaking task. Question 2 is integrated speaking task. Thank you very much for watching and joining and for your answers. I will continue the same series with question number 3 and question 4 next week, again on Sunday. I wish all of you a very good night and new beginning of the week tomorrow. Please stay safe, healthy, and enjoy the night. Bye-bye.